Okay, so talking about people who might drive pickup trucks, Keith.
Yes.
Those guys in King of the Hill may want one of these new Ford gizmos. We're going to talk about the Ford F-150 today. Lightning, that is, the all-electric version that has, teased the airwaves. Come a long way with their marketing, but still yet no truck. In fact, I told you my son has a reservation, and I sent him they had a open house. Did you watch that, by the way, the open house video?
I don't remember what. Okay, I watched one, but I don't remember if that's what it was called or not.
Yeah, it was like an open house to the media and having everybody come in, people, reservation holders, whatever, that could come in and walk around and see what's going on. But oddly enough, my son, who has a reservation, did not even know about it. I sent him the event link after the fact, and he's like, I checked my emails, I don't have anything. He goes, you would think, Ford, that I might get a link since I have a reservation for one. He asked me.
They're just going to send him a backpack.
Right. Well, he asked me, he goes, do you got any news on it? Do you think it'll be coming out soon? I said, look, there are still reservation holders out there who have not even gotten their Bronco yet. And they've been waiting for 2 years. So I told him that if he really wants it, just hang in there. It'll come, but I don't know when. As soon as information becomes available, I'll let him know. So, but anyway, it seems our friends over at Ford have patented something new, and based on the patent, one would have to believe that it is definitely going to be on the new Ford F-150 Lightning, which it is their version of a tank turn. In fact, Keith, right in the patent, it says methods, apparatus, systems, and articles of manufacture are to perform a tank turn. An example vehicle includes a first wheel and second wheel. The first wheel located on an end of the first axle. The second wheel located on the end of the second axle. The end of the first axle opposite to the end of the second axle. Let me ask you a question, Keith. Yeah. How familiar does that sound?
It makes my freaking head hurt, man.
Right? But how familiar does that sound to you?
Well,
so it's nothing new.
Yeah. So, okay, this is a bigger picture, and I'm trying to decide how I want to crack this nut.
I know, because I figured I might open a can of worms here because we talked a lot about peer pressure in the industry, right?
Yeah. So
go.
I'm no lawyer, everybody. But I'm pretty sure that you can't patent a concept here in the United States. Yeah. So the tank turn is a concept. Okay? Right. Meaning, Rivian has their version, Ford's now working on their version. What you can patent is how you accomplish it. Meaning, if you give specifics on the mechanics involved and
correct,
and the things those pieces of equipment do, that is absolutely protectable. Yep. So when I first looked at this, I was like, now, come on, man. Are they trying to beat Rivian to the punch and basically own the whole tank turd mode
Which
thing?
they could. They could. Maybe.
They could, and we'll have to see how that shakes out. I think it's more likely that they're just trying to own how they accomplish it so that no one else can copy their maneuvers. So one of the most obvious things that was pointed out, if I think we read the same thing, as of right now, the F-150 doesn't have 4 motors. Like, there is not a version of the F-150 that you can order today, the Lightning, that will come with 4 motors. So either they're going to have to release a new version of this pickup truck with 4 motors if they're going to do it like Rivian did it, or what's more than likely, if you look through this patent filing, is they're going to use gears and locking wheels to do it.
Yeah. That sounds right. Now, where would they use this? And I have a suspicion here.
Abandoned Kmart parking lots.
Yeah, exactly. Or ice storms. Yes, something like that.
Right.
Yeah, who knows?
High school parking lots on snow days, Jay.
Right. So I think in Ford's effort to increase their coverage of the electrification world. They're stuck with one truck right now. That's all, the F-150 Lightning, and that's it. They don't have any other versions to work with. But if you look at a lot of their competitors out there, for example, you've got the Silverado EV, who has several versions of that. You've got the Hummer EV. So my thought on this is that they're wanting to expand that Ford F-150 Lightning line and maybe capture an off-road crowd, and offer an FX4 package, off-road package maybe, which would make sense to me, because obviously you have to have each wheel would have to turn in order to make this happen. So why not an all-wheel drive version of it, right?
Toyota's doing they want to do it similarly, right?
Exactly.
With mechanically, not necessarily by the motors. So here, let me throw you a curveball, because the patent has a picture of a pickup truck, right?
That's right.
But that's more just for illustrative purposes.
It's illustrative purposes only. Absolutely.
So what if they're secretly working on, let's say, maybe something like a Bronco that they're going to put this in to compete with the Hummer EV's crab mode?
Could be, for sure, because there is no indication that this would be. In order for it to be on all four, for the F-150 Lightning, obviously it would have to be an EV. But if you have an all-wheel drive vehicle already or a four-wheel drive vehicle already, there you go. So yes. I completely. That's no curveball. I get it, and I think that that is a very high possibility that could happen. So yeah, why not?
Yeah,
go for it, Ford.
I mean, they're no stranger to the off-road enthusiast game. They're not dummies.
No.
They're not going to show all the cards in their hand on a patent filing. They know that people like literally troll through these things and look for secret early release info.
Right. I mean, this patent, this application for the patent on this thing is literally still smoking it so hot off the press. I mean, this just happened like 4 or 5 days ago.
Yeah.
When it was filed for. So it's actually pretty quick to the media side. And you and I, again, Keith, have always said, what better way to stir the pot a little bit by, leaking something, which, Stellantis or Dodge has recently done the same thing with their Hurricane inline six. It was on there. They didn't blurt it out, and then all of a sudden it got found, and then they were on top of it and started talking about it. So I think this is another marketing ploy here for Ford to gain a little bit more traction and keep interest within it. Let's face it, all of these manufacturers are having a hard time keeping people interested because they can't fulfill their obligation. They cannot complete production. It's a hard time in the automotive industry right now when it comes to new vehicle production.
Well, and lest we forget that they may just be trying to bolster kind of their tech division. We may not actually see this come to light anytime soon. Rivian showed it to us, I think, originally on Twitter, and they released a video of it, and then it's still not released to the public, to Rivian truck owners yet, because, and they came out and said why, they had some details to work out with it. Ford may not ever put this in a truck. They may just want to own the right to do so at some point going forward in some vehicle to be determined later. Like this, we may not get this in 5 years.
Right.
Or ever.
May not. And again, Ford obviously is into off-road racing, rally racing, and stuff like that. This could be something that they're putting together from something that they've been testing say down in Australia or wherever, because, Australia gets a lot of that stuff before we'll ever see it, and it gets tested. Those are more or less the proving grounds for some of these vehicles. GM does the same thing. They get a lot of stuff that we don't, and as well as Asia, Toyota is doing a lot of things over there that we never see here. So there you go. We are the Parts Counter Gurus, guys, and make sure you subscribe for future videos that may come out on this subject matter, and we will definitely keep you posted. So if this is something that interests you, make sure you leave a comment for us here. We would appreciate that, and we'll get back to you. Leave your name if you want us to bring you up on a future podcast, maybe a mailbag video or something. So, wow.
Yeah.
Way to go forward. Yeah.